Привет, друзья! Как дела? My name is Fedor and welcome back to Be Fluent in Russian podcast. Today, we're gonna have a simple 10 phrases about sleeping and waking up. Sleeping up. We're gonna have 10 phrases about sleep or about waking up so you guys can talk about it in more detail. Saying I woke up at this time or I go to bed at this time may not be enough for you to describe all of the sleep kind of actions that we have. How do you say, I'll take a nap? How do you say, I didn't sleep enough? How do you say, I can't fall asleep? All of those things, we do say them a lot in our everyday lives. So today, let's learn how to say them. And then afterwards, I'll have a monologue about getting used to a new environment. Right now, we are in Turkey. And getting used to life in Turkey. That's another, topic of discussion. But before we get started, guys, I want to mention something. This language learning journey is a journey, and it's very long. For some, it might be, kind of intense, half a year, maybe a year of intense work. For others, it might be a stretch of 5 years, 6 years, maybe 10 years. Maybe you are right now listening and you have already been learning Russian, for 5+ years. Maybe you had started a long time ago, now you're picking it back up. What I want to say is, we and you as a listener, you should not focus on how long you've been going. You should not be focusing about, I've been learning for 5 years and I still cannot speak it. Focus on today. Focus on what you can do today to make your Russian better. If we focus too much on what we have done in the past, it's kind of counterproductive. It's not going to do anything to us. It's not going to help us speak better. So right now, as you're listening, just focus on what can you do today that's going to best prepare you for your Russian, speaking, for you to be fluent in Russian. What can you do today that, in your opinion, is the best thing to do? Of course, after this podcast. Finish this podcast and then go ahead and do whatever you want to do. The reason why I'm saying this is because right now, I'm in Turkey, like I mentioned. And in the past, maybe few days, we've been doing a lot of things, a lot of important things that need to be taken care of when you are in a new place. And I didn't have a lot of time to dedicate to learning new words and things like that. So my Turkish really hasn't improved nearly as much as I would love it to. And I kind of felt that a little bit of, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you learning Turkish? Why aren't you just going full speed at it and just learning it to the best of your ability? Why aren't you putting in the hours right now? I'm kind of being hard on myself a little bit. And I've realized recently, this energy that I'm giving myself, or you haven't done enough, or you didn't do good. Obviously, there have been reasons why I couldn't do it as well as I would like to. There were reasons for that. I'm not just being a lazy person watching TV all day, So I'm kind of being too hard on myself, and this energy is not going to help me get anywhere further in Turkish. And so I have to stop myself with this energy and instead give myself some time and focus on today. What can I do today that's going to make my Turkish better? Maybe I can study flashcards. Maybe I can watch a grammar video. Maybe I can practice some grammar concepts. So I have to, instead of me overthinking it, if I feel unsatisfied with my progress, just do the best that I can today to get it better. And that's my encouragement for all of you. Don't be too hard on yourself. We all go through our ups and downs. Right now, maybe you don't have the best stretch of Russian learning in this month. But maybe in a month, you're going to have a full month learning Russian and you're just soaking up information because you don't have a lot of other distractions in your life and you can fully dedicate yourself to Russian. So that's my advice. That's my kind of encouragement to all of you. It's okay wherever you are. Just focus on today and what you can do today. And now on to our 10 phrases or words to describe sleep or waking up. First, what I like to do a lot is спать. Спать is the basic verb for to sleep. Спать. Спать. To say I want to sleep, we say я хочу спать. Я хочу спать. Maybe this is something that you can say when you are tired. Maybe you're at a bar somewhere or a restaurant and you say, I want to go home. Я хочу спать. I want to sleep. To describe your emotions. Then the next verb is проснуться. Проснуться means to wake up. Проснуться. Проснуться. Проснуться is to wake up. Then, let's say you have a friend or a family member who you think is asleep or not asleep, so you knock on that door quietly. You open up a room and you say, "Ты спишь? Ты спишь? Are you asleep? Are you asleep? Are you awake? Like, are you sleeping right now? Ты спишь." The спишь literally means, are you sleeping right now? Of course, if a person is sleeping, they're not going to answer, right? So we can kind of translate this into, are you sleeping or are you awake? Those two translations can be used, but of course, literal translation is, are you sleeping? Then another verb is дремать. Дремать is to doze off or to take a nap. Дремать. Дремать. Now, there's not really a phrase that's widely used to say to take a nap in Russian. We just don't have that. We don't have a phrase like that. But дремать is frequently used to describe to go for a little bit of a sleep, to just kind of doze off maybe on the sofa or something, just like to take a quick nap. That's typically what I've heard used to talk about a short amount of sleep. Okay? Дремать. Then the next verb is разбудить. Разбудить means to wake someone up, to wake somebody up. Okay? Разбудить. Sometimes we can say разбуди меня утром. Wake me up in the morning. Разбуди меня утром. Wake me up in the morning. Okay? Then the next verb, which is also pretty crucial, talking about sleep, is выспаться. And выспаться means to get enough sleep or to sleep for enough time. Literally, this one kind of means to sleep it out. Okay? I guess to sleep all your tiredness out. Now, this is crucial in your daily life, is to get enough sleep whenever you go to sleep. So выспаться is a good phrase to use. A phrase that you can say is, or that you can commonly hear is, я не выспался. Я не выспался. Which means, I didn't get enough sleep. I didn't sleep enough. Я не выспался. Also, you can use that a lot, and pretty useful phrase. Next phrase, talking about dreams, we can say, мне приснилось, which means I had a dream of. Мне приснилось, which means what came in my dream was something. And then you continue saying what you had a dream about. For example, today I had a dream about me coming back to my college for just a day or something, and wanted to meet up with all the people that I knew from college. And I played tennis when I was in college, and I went to the tennis courts, and there was a match going on, and I thought, when I'm gonna show up at the tennis courts, everybody gonna say, "Wow, Fedor, long time no see, I'm so happy to see you." But when I got there were all these new people on the team, which of course would happen because I haven't been to college for 3-4 years now, right? So the roster changed completely. Everybody graduated. So these new kids don't know who I am. And so I felt like a stranger in my dream. So that's what I had a dream of today. So I can say, мне приснилось это. This came in my dream. Okay? And then the last phrase is, я не мог уснуть. Я не мог уснуть means I couldn't fall asleep. And actually, to say я не могу уснуть is I can't fall asleep. So не мог means I couldn't. Не могу means I can't. Okay? Я не мог уснуть. I couldn't fall asleep. And that's the 10 phrases about sleep that I hope you will use yourself because they're describing a very basic thing, but in a very good detail that sometimes you truly need. Because imagine if you just knew how to say spать, to sleep, right? So you're saying spать, spать, спать, я хочу спать, я не хочу спать. But it's not really describing how you feel. And so I hope that now you can describe your emotions with better precision, should I say. And now let's move on to the listening part of this podcast where I talk about getting used to being in a new place. And like I said, we are in Turkey right now, so I'll be talking about that. And I'll be going pretty slowly. I think that it's important for you guys to build up the listening, skill, not to be overwhelmed at first, but do something slow and then graduate to better things that you can, of course, always watch online somewhere too, not just on this podcast. And we have something exciting coming soon, a new, version of this podcast. You understand what I mean whenever you listen to it. I'm not going to say anything yet, not to kind of put myself in bondage here and having to do it sooner than later. So hopefully you will listen to that episode soon. And I'm not going to disclose it just yet, but it's something new where it's going to be a bit more difficult, I would say. So without further ado, let's get right into the listening practice and monologue. Мы сейчас в Турции. Я и моя жена, мы переехали в Турцию. И мы здесь уже почти 2 недели. Нам все очень нравится. Но я хочу поговорить про то, как мы начинали новую жизнь в разных местах. Сначала мы жили в Америке. Год мы жили в Лос-Анджелесе, даже 1,5 года. Из них год мы жили вместе в одной квартире в Лос-Анджелесе. Потом мы переехали в Атланту. Мы жили в Атланте полгода, и потом мы переехали в Россию. В России, в Новосибирске, мы жили 1,5 года. 1,5 means 1.5. 1,5 года means a year and a half. И сейчас мы переехали в Турцию. И получается, что у нас за 4 года, за 3 года у нас 4 новых места. 4 новых города и 3 разные страны. 3 разные страны. Страны, да, правильно, страны. Одна страна США, одна Россия, одна Турция. 3 страны. И в каждом из новых городов нам приходилось начинать жизнь заново. То есть заново покупать мебель, заново обустраивать свою квартиру, заново искать хорошие магазины, заново привыкать к новым людям. Привыкать means to get used to. Привыкать. And заново means again or anew. Okay, like all over again. И сейчас это уже 4-й раз, когда мы переезжаем на новое место. И сейчас я могу сказать, что я уже привык к тому, что у нас новое место. Что делать? Я уже знаю, как искать новые магазины, новые рестораны, что нужно делать, что нужно покупать, у кого нужно спрашивать и так далее. Но каждый раз я удивляюсь, I'm surprised, я удивляюсь, как в разных местах все по-разному, everything is very different. Например, в России, когда мы жили в Новосибирске, мы купили мебель в Икее. В Новосибирске самая дешевая и хорошая мебель в Икее. Магазин Ikea, it's IKEA in Russian, Ikea. Но здесь, в Турции, Икея – это один из самых дорогих магазинов мебели. Здесь много местных магазинов, где мебель гораздо дешевле. И она очень хорошая тоже. В России это одно из самых дешевых мест для мебели, магазин мебели. А в Турции Икея это один из самых дорогих магазинов мебели. Также здесь, в Турции, очень развит магазин, как Amazon, называется Trendyol, я думаю, так правильно по-турецки произнести это слово. И это как Amazon. Но в России нет такого сервиса. У нас есть Озон, магазин Озон, но он немного другой. И здесь очень все легко заказать, и чтобы тебе привезли, и так далее. Например, я уже себе заказал микрофон. Этот микрофон, свет для офиса, ковер, шкаф и так далее. Очень много продуктов, очень много товаров я уже заказал и купил. Все очень легко, все очень удобно. Ну вот. И также в каждой из стран по-разному делают самые обычные вещи. Например, мусор. Мусор – это trash. In English, trash. Мусор. В России мусор на улице. Здесь мусор в доме, и потом его выносят люди, которые работают здесь. Но в России ты сам должен выносить мусор на улицу. И это сложно, особенно зимой, когда холодно, тебе нужно идти на улицу, чтобы вынести мусор. В Америке тоже мусор можно выкинуть на улице или в квартире тоже. И в разных странах разные нормы, different norms. What's normal is different. И это интересно. Но иногда это может быть опасно. Опасно means dangerous. Потому что ты можешь сделать что-то, что ты делал обычно до этого в своей стране, что является плохим в другой стране. И это может быть опасно. Но у нас не было плохих ситуаций, потому что Турция, Россия и Америка, культура примерно одинаковая, нормы примерно одинаковые, примерно means approximately, so нормы примерно одинаковые means the norms are approximately the same. И поэтому все нормально, ничего плохого не было. И поэтому также нам сейчас здесь довольно хорошо. Мы себя чувствуем в безопасности, все нормально, люди к нам относятся хорошо. Я потихоньку means slowly, я потихоньку учу турецкий язык, и я думаю, что чем дальше, чем больше мы будем жить здесь, в Турции, тем будет нам лучше и лучше и лучше, проще и проще. More and more simple, проще. Means simpler, more simple. И да, сейчас мне осталось только обустроить свой офис, сделать свой офис лучше. Я надеюсь, что у меня это получится. That's it. Short and sweet monologue about our life here in Turkey. Just a little bit about it. And I hope that you enjoyed it. Please let me know what you think about this podcast. And actually, we have started our Telegram channel. If you are not familiar with Telegram, it's a messaging app that also can have channels. It's typically like feed. You subscribe to a channel and you get all the messages that they send. So what we're gonna do on that channel is post all of the announcements and things like that, all of the content that we post on multiple platforms like podcasts and videos and maybe Instagram posts. We're gonna share links to those in the channel. And so yes, if you are curious what it is, you can always just click the link in the description to this podcast. And also on there, we'll turn on comments in due time. So you can let me know what you think about this podcast in those comments so we can interact. Because, on Spotify, on Apple Podcast, there's not a lot of interaction going on. But I would love to know what you think. So please join us on our Telegram channel. And of course, also join us on our Be Fluent Camp. It will start soon, probably, depending on when you listen to this. We have two camps throughout the year. Each year we have 2 camps. So the link that's going to be attached to this podcast, you can click on it and see when is the closest start date to today. And join us and learn how to speak Russian better, improve your grammar, work on your vocabulary, and overall improve your speaking as a whole. So join us. The link is going to be in the description. See you in the next one. Пока-пока.